welcome back to my channel. I have a super exciting unboxing today. It is the Journey Together booster box. There's 36 packs in here, so we're gonna open it up and see what we get. I'm really hoping for the Lily's Clefairy card, which is the top chase of the pack, so I'm not sure if we'll get it, but fingers crossed we do. So while I open up these packs, I'm going to be answering some of your guys' questions. Since my channel is very new, I feel like some of you might not know who I am or what exactly I do. So I asked you guys on Instagram and TikTok and my last YouTube video to comment any questions you have for me. So I'm going to answer them on today's video. Alright, let's open it up. So the first question that I was asked is, how old am I and when is my birthday? I am 24 years old and my birthday is November 17th. I was born in the year 2000 and I am located in Southern California. I was born here and I grew up here my entire life. I hope to leave someday, but I think eventually when I settle down, it'll still be in SoCal. Oh my gosh. The booster box comes with the promo card as well. Wow, it's so pretty. Actually, I didn't know that this came with the promo card. I thought only the ETB does, so this is a pleasant surprise. Okay, there's so many packs. We're gonna do one question for every 2 packs. Okay, the second question is, when did I start collecting? So as most people's story goes, I collected when I was a kid and I had a bunch of Pokemon cards, but unfortunately they are all nowhere to be found now. I either gave them away or sold them. I honestly have no idea. But sadly, they are all gone now. But I started collecting again about 2 months ago from the day of this video, maybe 3 months now actually. And then I started vending about 3 weeks ago. And our first hit, nothing. Next pack. So obviously I am hoping for the chase of this set, which is the Lily's Clefairy. Not just because it's the chase, but because it's so cute and I need it in my... I did it wrong. I need it in my collection, not this. I already have like 5 of these. That's fine. Oh, I totally messed up that pack. That's my bad. Okay. Next for the next question. What or who got you into collecting / Pokemon? So like I mentioned, I've always been a fan of Pokemon. I've always loved the franchise as a whole. But what got me back into actually collecting cards is my friend Brandon, who you guys saw in my last video. He was vending with me. He took a trip to Japan, came back with a bunch of Pokemon cards for all of us to open and a new addiction to Pokemon cards, and got all of us addicted as well. So thanks a lot, Brandon, for the new addiction. But ever since we opened up his packs, we went to a Pokemon shop. Oh, our first hit! I had a feeling it was coming. I don't know why. Wait, it's so cute. I have this card in Japanese already, but I'm so happy I now have the English one. But yeah, as I was saying, Brandon got us back into collecting, and I've spent so much money. All of us have spent so much money the past few months, but it's been well worth it, I think. Okay, and ooh, cute. Yay, our first hit. Hopefully many more to come. Yay! Okay, also, I kind of lost my train of thought, but I was saying, I think, that we went to a bunch of Pokemon stores in our area, and that is when I bought my first pack and my first single, and I also got addicted. As you can tell, I'm deep in this now. Okay, will we be as lucky as the last pack? Oh, okay, a full art trainer. We got Brock, the OG. 2 very good hits right off the bat. Brock's scouting. Hit number 2. Okay, the next question is, what is my favorite part about collecting? That's a hard question because there are so many things that I've learned to love while collecting. I think one of the biggest things is the art on the cards. I think it's so interesting to see all the different styles and artists that create these beautiful cards. But another thing that I've loved about collecting is meeting so many other collectors. I love that every Pokemon is somebody's favorite, and I think it's adorable and so interesting to find out what cards and what Pokemon people are interested in and what they collect. I think it's so fun to be a part of this community. Okay. Boom! Okay, no 3 hits in a row, but that's okay. It would have been cool. So yeah, I just love seeing everyone's different favorite Pokemon and seeing everyone's collections. And for my own personal collection, I love watching my binder grow. All the different pages coming together with all the different cards that I pull and that I get is so much fun. Okay. First holo, second, and ooh, an EX Volcanion. Not bad. When I opened the Japanese Battle Partners set, I pulled the full art Volcanion, and I was very excited about that. But I did just sell it recently because somebody was master setting Battle Partners. That was one of the last cards that they needed, so I sold him, but now we have the EX, so it's okay. Next question is, what do I collect? So personally, I am a cutie card collector, as you can probably tell. I collect anything that I find cute or funny or cool. I wish that I knew how to play the actual card game. I'm willing to learn, I just don't know how to even start that process. But eventually I hope to learn. But for now, I do collect for the art. Oh, I also collect a lot of trainers. Trainers are one of my favorite cards to collect because I think the art is so pretty. Of course, I collect the waifus, but I also collect the any cutie trainer card that I think would fit in my collection. Boom! Okay, not a hit. And this person also asked if I'm master setting anything. Currently, I haven't completed any master sets, but the one that I'm interested in completing and that I'm kind of working on very slowly is the Radiant collection. I'm collecting it very slowly, I'm in no rush, but I think eventually I do want to master set the entire Radiant collection because, I mean, I feel like that collection was just made for me. It's so cute. First holo, second, and Snorlax! Wait, this card's so cool. But yeah, besides the color scheme and the actual art and cuteness of the card, I also like to collect my personal favorite Pokemon. So I have a separate binder for all my favorite Pokemon and then all my favorite cards. So let me actually show you guys some of my binders so you can actually see what I collect. The first page is my rainbow page. And then from there, it goes by color. So we have the pink babies first, the green/yellow page, the blue page, which is slowly becoming one of my favorite pages in my binder. The purple and red page. I need a lot more red cards. Please recommend me some. And then, like I mentioned, I love trainer cards, so I have a lot of those. I also have trainer gallery, some of the friends cards, and the duo cards, and then some signed cards as well. Evolutions page, shiny Pokemon page. I've recently been loving the art on vintage cards. And then these are all just common cards, sorted by color. Like I said, I collect more for the art than the value of the card, so any common, cute cards that I find also go into my binder. And that's pretty much everything in there. But I also have this binder here, which is filled with my favorite cards and my favorite Pokemon. That brings us to the next question, which is, who are my favorite Pokemon? Gengar, Sylveon, Mimikyu, and Mew are my favorite Pokemon. And my favorite trainer is Marnie. So I have a Marnie page, and these are all top-loaded. This is my top-loaded binder. My Sylveon page. I actually have 4 Sylveon pages. My Gengar page. My Mimikyu page. Of course, I had to add in Pikachu, the OG, and Mew, some of my Radiant collection cards, and then some of my favorite trainer cards. I have a Sabrina page also. But yeah, that's everything in my favorites binder. So yeah, like I said, Gengar, Sylveon, and Mimikyu are my favorites, and Mew. I love Gengar because his storyline, he's just a loyal, round boy. And I just think he's so unique. I love his design, and he's been an OG favorite of mine. And then Sylveon, of course, was basically made for me with all her bows and her pinkness and cuteness. So I love her. And Mimikyu, of course, such a sad story. He just wants to be the very best. And nobody loves him, but I love him. And then Mew is another OG favorite of mine. I think when I was younger, Gengar and Mew and Celebi were actually my favorites. I can't wait to sort through these after and pick out all the cute ones to put in my cutie bulk for my cutie customers. Okay, next to pack. Somebody asked me who my favorite starter buddy is, and honestly, that is an easy, simple answer for me. It is Turtwig. He was, I think, my first ever starter buddy that I can recall, at least. And the reason why I love him so much is because I actually had 2 tortoises of my own at around the time that I was playing the Nintendo game, the DS game, I mean, and yes, I wanted this EX! Oh my gosh, I saw so many people pull this card and I wanted it so bad. Honestly, I don't love EX cards typically. At least I don't get as excited as if I get a full art card, but when they are cute like this, they can stay. I love them. But yeah, I actually grew up with 2 tortoises, and so around the time that I was playing the game and I was picking my starter, of course I had to pick Turtwig because he reminded me of Maya and Max, my 2 tortoises. Plus, he's just so cute, and so I think he will forever be my favorite starter buddy. Okay, no hit in that one. And somebody asked me what my favorite era of Pokemon was or is, and I think it has to be the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum era because, like I mentioned, that was the Nintendo DS game that I played the most. To be honest, I haven't played a lot of the more recent Pokemon games, and so the last one that I played super diligently pretty much every day was the Diamond Pearl era. Ooh, Wailord. We want the full art for this card. Plus, that was also the Sinnoh region time, and Sinnoh is the best region, so. Okay, we haven't pulled any full arts in a while. Let's see if we can change that. Oh, okay, not a full art, but so cute. This one is getting sleeved. The next question is, what card have I had in my collection the longest? So, like I mentioned, I collected when I was young, and unfortunately, all those cards are lost in the Matrix, nowhere to be found. And so, when I got back into collecting about 3 months ago, the very first card that I got and kept in my collection was actually, let me show you guys after after this. Oh, we got a hit! The Noibat! Oh my god, look at the holo. Wait, did English cards up their game? This holo looks crazy. Maybe it's just my ring light. Wow! Wait, this is so cute. This might just have to go into my purple section. I need more purple cards, so. Yay! So cute. So the card that I've had in my collection the longest was actually gifted to me by my friend. And it is this Milcery card. I think that's the card I've had in my collection the longest, but the first card that I ever bought for myself was this Dedenne card, the Dedenne GX. I rarely see this card out in the wild anymore. So yeah, that was the first card I ever got from a friend that I kept in my collection, and then the first card that I ever bought for myself that I kept in my collection, and then the first card that I ever pulled was the Pidgeot illustration rare. I can't remember what set it's from, but it's the one where he looks all cartoony and it's like very green. But yeah, that was the first card that I ever pulled, like first hit that I ever got out of pulling packs. But I didn't end up keeping that card. The first hit that I actually ended up keeping in my collection is the Cutie Fly. Okay, first, second, and Clodsire! Poopsire EX. Very cute EX card. I love how the Wooper line always looks so happy. What are you always smiling about? Alright, next question is the coolest card I've ever pulled. So I think the coolest card that I ever pulled was the Dragapult from Prismatic Evolutions. And even though that's not really a card that I personally like, I think it was cool that I pulled it because the hit rates for Prismatic were so awful, and I just happened to pull one of the coolest cards from the set. So that was probably my coolest pull ever, but my most expensive pull was actually for one of my viewers on Whatnot. So it wasn't even for myself, but I pulled the Charizard from Paldean Fates. And then the coolest card that I've pulled for myself that I ended up keeping was probably, oh, actually, it was the Iono from Battle Partners. So the set that we're opening right now, but the Japanese version. I think this is the best card I've pulled for my own personal collection. And I did submit it to PSA and it got a 10, so very, very cool. But I'm curious about you guys. What is the coolest or most expensive or favorite card that you've ever pulled? Personally, I kind of like buying singles better than trying to pull my chase because it's just so difficult to pull and it's so expensive. But I will not deny that when you pull something you've been wanting for a long time, that feeling, oh! Wait, we got full art. Volcanion. That feeling is unmatched. He looks kind of goofy. We're halfway through. Let's start from the back this time. So now I'm going to be answering a few questions about vending. So like I mentioned, I started vending about 3 weeks ago now. My first event ever was the Juicebox 1 year anniversary event. And then actually yesterday, I had my first indoor vending event, which was LA Card Fest in Artesia. So how did I get into vending? I actually started my Pokemon Instagram and TikTok because I wanted to show my collection and meet others in the community. But I ended up selling on Whatnot, which is an online auctioning site. I was selling a bit on there before I became an actual vendor. And honestly, the Whatnot did super well. And so Michael actually signed me up for the Juicebox vending event without even telling me. And then eventually when he did tell me, obviously I was down and I was super excited. And that event went super well. It was so much fun. And so after that event, we ended up signing up for 3 more vending events within the next 3 weeks. So yeah, I actually started vending without even knowing that I was gonna start vending, but it worked out perfectly because now I love it. It's so much fun. First reverse, second, and Whale Lord again! Not the right one. The next question is, how do I decide what to keep and what to sell as a vendor? So this is actually a really hard question because obviously I want to keep everything. But I decided very early on into vending that I wanted to keep my business and my personal collection separate. And so any money that I make from vending goes back into vending. So any cards that I sell or that I trade, I try to trade or buy things that I know my customers want or are looking for or would like. And then as far as myself, if there's anything that I do want to keep for myself, I pay the company back. So I try to keep them as separate as possible, but don't get me wrong, it definitely is hard to decide, when I do a trade and there's a card in there that I really, really want, do I keep it or do I sell it for the business? And I do most of the time end up putting it up for sale because, oh, we got a Dunsparce EX. This card is so funny. I actually had a customer yesterday at LA Card Fest who wanted all of my Dunsparces because, I don't know, maybe it was their favorite Pokemon, but if that was you and you're watching this video, come get him. Okay, I kind of forgot what I was saying, but yeah, I try to keep my business collection, what I'm selling, and my personal collection completely separate. I try not to get too attached to the cards that I purchase for my vending or that I get in a trade from vending. Because if it's cute and I like it, I know that my customers would probably like it too, so. And And somebody asked me how much it costs for a table at shows and how do I find them. So I think the first time I was looking for a show to vend at after the juice box event, I just looked up card shows near me, card shows in Orange County, and I found a bunch that popped up on Instagram. And then once you follow one, you get a bunch of ads for a bunch of other events. Instagram kind of just starts showing you card shows, and so once you find the first one, it's smooth sailing from there. And I would say a table ranges between $75 to $200. It really depends on the event itself, who's hosting it, how many days it is, what day it's on, where the event is being held, the venue, indoor or outdoor. So all of those things contribute to the final cost of the table. But I would say the average cost that I've personally paid for a vending table. Oh, I think I forgot to open the last second pack, so we'll do that too. The average cost that I've personally paid for a vending table is $100. But the price of the table really depends on the location of your table as well, like the physical location of where it is inside the venue, because tables against the wall on the edge of the venue tend to cost more than the tables in the middle section of, between everybody else. So EX Tapu Koko. I don't really like him. Okay, the Forgotten Pack. Imagine this one has a Clefairy in it. That would be insane. Boom! That one could have stayed forgotten. This next question is really interesting. Somebody asked me, do I feel out of place as a girl vendor? So I kind of had to think about this question because I could see why this question was asked. Majority of vendors do happen to be male, and it definitely is something that's crossed my mind as a vendor. When I'm at these events and I look around, majority of the vendors around me are guys. But I think because I streamed on Twitch and I played a lot of games, I'm just kind of used to being in a hobby that's predominantly male, and so I got a lot of backlash as a girl gamer, and I think I get a lot less as a girl vendor. So honestly, everyone so far in the Pokemon community has been so sweet, and if anything, they've been super supportive of me as a female vendor. If you guys have seen my booth, you know it's very pink and girly and cutesy, and if anything, I get commended by a lot of other vendors with the effort that I put into my booth and the overall consistent branding with imbabypoke. So if anything, it definitely has crossed my mind that I am one of the very few girl vendors out there, but I think it's more to my advantage than disadvantage because everyone is so accepting and I'm able to bring something new and something different to the table, which I think is really fun. So yeah, I don't think I feel out of place as a vendor, but it definitely is something that has crossed my mind when I first started. Boom! Ah, another EX! I guess they're pretty cool. I really like the star hollow on them. N's Zoroark. Love my boy N. The next question is, what is the most challenging thing I've experienced as a vendor? I've only vended 2 events. And I feel like maybe I'm not experienced enough to answer this question, but I'll try my best. So I think the main concern and internal conflict that I have about being a vendor is that I'm also a collector before anything else. And so, you know, as a vendor, there are certain percentages and prices and things that you have to go off of in order to survive. And I think when pricing things out, it's important to go off of those numbers because that's how you survive as a vendor. But as a collector, I want people to get the cards that they've... Oh, we got a gold card! Yahoo! Boom! So cool! Spiky energy. As a collector, I also want people to get the cards they've been after for good prices because I know that that's what I would want. And so I think the most challenging thing about being a vendor so far is learning how to survive as a vendor while also keeping in mind that this is a hobby and that this is something that people have a passion for and genuinely enjoy. And so it's my job to not only make it enjoyable for them, but to be fair with my pricing and how I conduct my business. Okay, we just got a gold card. Let's see if this is another hit. Oh my god! Lycanroc! We got a gold card and then a hit? That's kind of crazy. Another? Boom! Another Snorlax. Wow. I pulled this card in Japanese also, and honestly, I don't know where it went. I don't know if I sold it on Whatnot or if it's just lost forever, but I did pull this card. I just don't know what happened to it. But it is a beautiful card. This next question is, do I travel for vending shows? And the answer is not yet. As of right now, I don't have any shows lined up outside of Southern California or the Orange County area, but I'm definitely open to traveling for shows eventually. So if there is anywhere that you guys want me to visit that you're from, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to make it happen. Because I definitely do want to travel for shows. I think it would be so cool to meet another EX. To meet some of my customers and viewers that are not from Southern California. So yeah, if there's anywhere in particular that you guys want me to visit or any shows that you know are coming up, let me know. Send me a message or comment down below and I will do my best to be there. Ugh, Greedent. No hits. Okay, we have 3 questions and 6 packs left. The question that I get asked a lot on my videos, my comments, my Instagram, my TikTok, everything is, do I ship? So, the answer to that is anything I sell on Whatnot, I do ship out, of course. However, as far as shipping cards on Instagram or I don't even know what other sites you can ship on, TCG, not yet. I don't know that I ever will provide shipping, and that is because my favorite part of being a vendor is meeting you guys and connecting with you over cards that you're purchasing from me or trading with me, and so I feel like shipping out cards kind of takes that away. And of course, I want to be fair and keep in mind some of my viewers and customers who are not from my area, which is why I do intend to travel someday and why I sell cards on Whatnot as well. just to have a more accessible option. But as far as shipping out cards in the mail, the answer now is no. I do not ship my cards. Alright, first reverse, second, and another Butterfree. Such a cute card. And somebody asked me if I have any tips on vending, and honestly, I think I'm gonna have to make an entirely separate video just based on tips and what I've learned and what I wish I knew before becoming a vendor. So that video will be out eventually. But the top two things I would say if you are a vendor or if you're thinking about starting vending is, one, don't underestimate yourself and your product. I think that something I learned very quickly as a vendor is as long as you are friendly and welcoming and nice, people will come to your booth just to say hi even and look at your product. So don't be worried if you feel like you don't have enough product, or if you don't have as much product as the vendor next to you, or if you're shy. All of that is totally fine. Do not underestimate yourself and don't underestimate your product. As long as you are nice and welcoming, the cards will sell themselves. Don't let that stop you from becoming a vendor. And secondly, get your product from a reputable source. You never want to run into the issue of, fake product or resealed anything inauthentic. So just make sure you're getting all of your products from a reputable source so that if anyone ever questions you or, tries to pull a quick one on you, you can let them know, here's my receipt, here's where I got it from. I promise everything's authentic, because obviously you never want to sell fake stuff. That is just, why are you even vending if you're doing that? That's so stupid. This card is cool and it's restaurant. But yeah, just to give yourself a bit of security as a vendor, just make sure you're getting your products from a reputable source. And like I said, I can go way more in depth about what I've learned as a vendor and all the tips that I could give you. So that will be in another video. Otherwise, this one would be way too long. But if you have any specific questions that you would like me to answer, let me know in the comments as usual. Alright, we are down to our last 2 packs. So far, we've honestly gotten so many hits. I'm happy with what we got, but we haven't pulled the Lily's Clefairy yet, or any Iono. So hopefully they're in one of these 2 packs, if not both. That brings us to our very last question, which is, what is my dream card / chase card? Of course, I would love this Lily's Clefairy, but my top chase card that I would like to pull is the Sylveon from either Terrestrial Festival or Prismatic Evolutions. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but I still dream about the day that maybe it does. And my dream card of all time, Dunsparce EX. No, that's not my dream card of all time. My dream card of all time is probably either the Mimikyu Gengar tag team. Honestly, any of them, but I really like the one where Mimikyu is like on top of Gengar's head. I really like that one, and I actually have that one in Chinese because it was super cheap, but I really want the English or Japanese version. And then my number one chase card, dream card, whatever you want to call it, is the Gardevoir and Sylveon. I don't even know what set it's from, to be honest, but I love that card. It's so beautiful and I need it so bad, but it is like $500 in a raw card and I think like a couple thousand in a PSA 10 or in a slab. So I don't know that I'll ever get that card, but a girl can still dream. That is my dream card of all time. And do we get a hit for the last pack? No! We got a Meowscarada. Still very cute. That's gonna go in the cutie bulk. Whoa, this is a fat stack. Okay, we did not pull any of my chases from this set, unfortunately, but we did pull a lot of hits, so let's go through them. We got a ton of EXs. This one is definitely my favorite EX that we pulled today. And then we got 2 full art cards, the Dunsparce and the Volcanion. One trainer, the Brock's Scouting. 3 illustration rares. And 1 gold card. And we can't forget we also got the Ends Reshiram promo stamped. It was so much fun opening the Journey Together booster box and answering some of your guys' questions. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to like and subscribe. It means so much to me. Remember, if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I have 2 vending shows coming up that I will be recording and posting to YouTube, so look out for those. Make sure you have my notifications on, and make sure to follow me on my socials. They are all at imbabypoke for any Pokemon related content, and imbabygamer for any gaming related content. I hope to see you guys at my next vending event or on my next video. Bye!